Kumar, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today you are in the machine shop.
Next operation is taper turning operation. Let us understand how to work the taper turning operation on the lathe. Before that, please understand here the diametrical reduction uniformly from one end to the another is called as taper turning. You can observe here one end of the diameter is 24, other end of the diameter is 20. Gradually there is a uniform reduction in diameter. This operation, to do this operation, we call it as taper turning operation. This can be done by three methods: one by swiveling of compound rest method, then by using a special attachment, or by tailstock offset method. According to the syllabus, we have compound rest swiveling method. Let us understand the calculation. Before we go to the lathe, there is a preliminary calculation required for checking the angle required to set the given taper. Please understand here, the first diameter is, bigger diameter is capital D, dia 24, smaller diameter is dia 20, and you have to substitute in the formula tan alpha is equal to capital D minus small d divided by twice the length. Length is 30 mm, so I will substitute here, and the alpha value is equal to 3.81 degrees, approximately 4 degrees. Now we will go to the lathe and do the adjustment of the compound rest in order to get the required taper. The instructor is turning the given angle at, setting the angle at 4 degrees. You can observe there, and it is important to lock the compound rest at the given angle, and movement of the compound rest only is to be done and not the carriage. Please observe, students, it is very important to move only the cross slide and the compound rest and not the carriage hand wheel. So initially, to adjust the tool, he will use the carriage, and later only the cross slide and the compound rest to be turned. Now we will switch on the lathe and adjust. Please observe there, he has to move the tool only using the compound rest. The angle has been set at 4 degrees and it is moving. So we will get the initial taper. Slowly the required taper is obtained on the workpiece. You can observe the slight taper has been obtained. Gradual diametrical reduction is happening. This has to be repeated until the required diameter is achieved. He is moving the compound rest hand wheel. Please observe carefully, the diametrical reduction is happening in every depth of cut is been given and compound rest is rotated. Compound rest hand wheel is rotated. The tool will move at an angle of 4 degrees with respect to the lathe axis. Hence the taper is obtained. So gradually the diameter has been reduced. The depth of cut has to be given slowly so that the surface finish has to be obtained during the taper turning operation. And constant and movement of the compound rest hand wheel is very important. Once the required degree of taper and diameter is achieved, the tool is moving at an angle of 4 degrees. As we have said, the care should be taken not to rotate the carriage hand wheel. We can observe the change in the diameter from one end to the other end. There is a diametrical reduction uniformly from live center towards dead center. Increase in the depth of cut will lead to the chattering of the workpiece. The surface will have irregularities. So, in the small depth of cut, by adjusting as 0.1, 0.2, we will get a good surface finish. The students have to observe, and all the precautions should be taken to see that the tool post or the compound rest should not come in contact with the chuck. The spindle is rotating at high RPM, so usually it will be around 250 RPM for this operation. So please take care to see that the necessary precaution is taken. Another 1 or 2 steps are remaining to give the required depth of cut. So, if you increase the depth of cut, it may reduce further. So, when you are coming to the final end, please take care to give a small depth of cut of 0.2, 0.1 or less than 0.1, 0.05 depth of cut can be given. All the dimensions will be in terms of mm. This operation, what you are seeing, is called as taper turning operation. It's a very important operation in order to have uniform reduction of diameter from one end to the other end. So, that is the completion of the taper turning operation. Thank you.